We're back.
I'm Tina.
And I'm La.
And we're right back at you.
Yes. I know you guys been waiting for us to come back. And we had to take a little hiatus. But we're back.
Life gets in the way of things, but we didn't forget about you guys. Trust me. We missed a lot of good current events.
And we've been having people inboxing us like, when are you guys coming back? When is your next show? So this is our next show. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We missed a lot of stuff. So we're going to try to cover as many topics as we can during the next few episodes. But today, we're covering
Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith / entanglement.
Not entanglement. We're talking about Chris Rock. Who cares if the entanglement is old?
Okay.
I guess we could go over it though.
No. But I'm sure that's probably why Will had that build up in him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Who knows? Build up. Maybe he hasn't had any release in a minute, so maybe that's it. Or maybe he did somewhere else. Okay. Anyway, no, Will is my crush. Don't even try it. Don't do no call me. Like Will has always been my crush. Okay? Will has since I Am Legend, Will has been my crush. And that's not why I'm gonna defend him today, just so y'all know. So Tina, give them a little heads up. I'm sure it's been, you guys have seen it, and it has been beat to a bloody pulp. But y'all haven't heard our side and what we think. So you can just let us know what's exactly happened.
So basically, during the Academy Awards, Chris Rock made an insensitive joke about Jada Pinkett's alopecia, which he claims he didn't know. And
the bald head.
Well, yeah, about G.I. Jane. And, G.I. Jane is a bald character in the military, whatever. And so Jada didn't like the joke. She looked at Will Smith like this. And then Will was like,
keep your name out my white name out your mother mouth. Like, no.
And so then Will Smith got up. He did that Obama swag walk across the stage looking all cool. And then he just smacked the crap out of Chris Rock.
Yes.
And that's what happened.
So I'm going to start because I am very so what I have seen, and I want to hear what you think too, Tina, but
okay.
I do love Will Smith, okay? But one thing about me is I am very fair. That's why I think I make such an excellent friend, because I like to see both sides. One, I was bullied all through school. Yeah, I'm not judgmental. If he did something wrong, I'm like, he's wrong.
Yeah.
I was also bullied, so I know how that feels, and I know Chris Rock was bullied. So it makes it even worse to know that
Chris Rock was bullied?
Yeah, Chris Rock was bullied. You never heard that?
No.
He did this interview and he talked about how he was bullied as a kid and he was tortured by bullies. And one day he couldn't take it no more. He picked up a brick or put a brick in a bag, but I think he picked up a brick, and when he saw the bully, he hit the bully upside the head with the brick.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
and the bully went into intensive care and almost died.
Wow.
So Chris Rock said, during that time, I guess mentally he lost it a little bit because he worried about this bully dying. And so he tries to go into a place of never letting his anger build up that high to ever have to go to that place of hitting somebody in the head with a brick.
Wow.
So I can only imagine what ticky ticky boom boom was going on with him when Will slapped him.
Right.
So let me make this clear, and I'm sure Tina agreed. We do not condone violence. We don't feel as though what Will did was right. He should not have handled it that way. But with all of that being said, this is what I want to say about Will. We already know that he shouldn't have slapped. He shouldn't have put his hands on Chris. Two black men going at it like that on TV is an embarrassment, and it was humiliating, and he fell from grace. So what I mean by that is, this is how I feel. Will Smith. We have been looking at Will Smith since the summertime. The video when he was just he was popular back when bitches and hoes was considered that was the popular thing to do as a rapper. NWA and fuck niggas, get money, whatever you want to call it, that was popular. That was to curse and say. He didn't use not one curse word in any of his music. He went into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. My point is, he has walked as such a stand-up man for decade after decade after decade. Is he old? One. Is what he did right? No. it's wrong. But do we just throw the whole black man away? Like, is he just like, okay, we're just done with him because of what he did? No, that's not what we supposed to do. I thought all these people were out here talking about mental illness. We need to start checking on our friends. How about if this was your brother and you know that was out of character for him? Do you just say, oh, F him, I'm not dealing with him no more, he crazy? I don't feel as though that's fair. I think that we look at a man's resume. If this was Kanye, or 50 Cent, or somebody that we know stay gossiping or stay in drama or stay in whatever it is, then yeah, I would be like, he's just a mess. But it's not. This is Will Smith. I even compared him to Denzel Washington. He hasn't gotten into any trouble, and this time he got himself into trouble, but at least he had a cause. Who knows if he just picked his wife up off the bathroom floor crying that she's bald. I hear these girls get like shots in their heads and needles in their heads to try to make their hair grow back, and who knows what he's doing to help her. Or maybe it's something he's going through emotionally with the entanglement, even though I think they both agreed on an open marriage. I just feel like he shouldn't be completely crucified. And I think with his record and what he has given to us for 30, 40 years of being this good guy, he hasn't been accused of rape. He hasn't been like beating people up outside or talking bad or calling women out their name or, anything. And you guys are making it seem like the slap is equal. I think I just saw a photo on TV. They had him with Bill Cosby and the Weinstein guy. I'm like, y'all, was a slap. Y'all trying to put him toe to toe with rapists and molesters? So I feel like he deserves another chance. What about you?
Woo, that was a lot.
I had a lot. I actually had more, but I feel like I need to go ahead and let you talk.
All right. So when I first seen it, I was in utter shock. I was like, oh my God. I watched it at least 10 times over and in slow motion and watched it backwards.
Did you think it was a joke at first?
I thought it was part of a skit.
Yeah,
I thought it was part of a skit. But then when he sat down, I was like, keep my wife's name out your mouth. I was like, this is not a skit.
No.
But what
his throat got big.
I felt a deep sorrow for Will because I seen pain in his eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't see pain in really Jada's eyes, really. You know what I mean? I felt like she was upset by the joke, but I just felt like Will felt like he had to do something to defend his wife. You know what I mean? And I just felt like, should he have gotten on the stage? No. If he did get on the stage, he should have just been like, in his face, maybe say that in his face, but not smack the crap out of him.
Or grab the mic and say, look, for everybody that don't understand, I joke about my wife because this is something serious.
That's why I feel like it's something deeper going on with Will. It's something deeper going on with Will. I feel like it's enough of embarrassment. He's all these memes making fun of him during his interview at Red Table Talk where he's crying. They may be celebrities, but these are people, real life and real feelings. You know what I mean? Like, they are real people, and comments do hurt people. I don't care if you're famous or not. They do hurt you and have it affects you. You know what I mean? And so I just feel like Jada should have stopped him.
Yes.
If it was me, I feel like she should have been like, she should have ran up there and been like, no, Will,
she just stood there on her freaking throne.
And
like
then,
I felt like she's like the puppet master. Like she looked at him like some evil shit and was like,
and then they have footage of her laughing after Will comes back to this, like it was a joke. But some people were saying she was laughing to hide her embarrassment or whatever.
I feel like she was trying to keep it, maybe she was trying to keep it normal. Maybe she didn't know what to do. Maybe she was in shock. Maybe she didn't think her man, because he's so non-violent, maybe she thought that was the last thing he was going to do. I don't know. The jury is out.
Look,
I don't know.
If you're in an award show and you're at the freaking Oscars and your man is like, keep my wife's name out, I'm going to go like this in his mouth. Like, baby, stop. I'm going to stop him.
I would just, see, the thing is, I feel is when you're in a relationship, you guys have your things to try to keep each other calm. And I definitely would have like stood in front of him. I would have grabbed his face. I'd have been baby. I'd have been like, it's okay. Let's go.
Right.
I would have definitely did something to calm him down. But she just stood there like, handle your business. I felt like she was like, handle your business. She lost some cool points with me.
She lost cool
And
points
they
with
talking
me.
about having the whole discussion at the Red Table Talk.
No.
Y'all need to
Look,
give that shit to Oprah.
She's exploiting Will's feelings at this point.
Exactly. She's doing it because she know that's going to bring the Red Table so much publicity because everybody in the world will look at that. So it would bring the money.
Look.
But I feel like that interview goes to Oprah. The reason why I said Oprah is because I feel like Oprah understands the breakdown of the mental. And I feel like she won't just go after him. She'll say to him, hey, what you did was wrong. And Chris, I mean, he can still fix this. I think he needs to really tell Chris, like, yo, man, like, yeah, was I upset what you said about my wife? I feel like initially when he laughed, he was going with the flow, like, oh, yeah, that's a funny joke. But I think once it set in, you ever been around somebody and somebody said something slick to you? Yeah. And you laugh, and then later you like, yo, I think that mother effer was trying to cook for me. Like, and the more you sit there, it festers, and you like, yo, he really just called, yo, I just picked my wife up off the floor crying or whatever it is that she's going through. Who knows if she's even going through anything. Maybe Will has a problem with him with the past stuff that he said about Jada when Jada was like, boycott the Oscars back in the day because they didn't have not one black nominee. Who knows if they have, but who knows?
I follow Jada on Instagram.
I follow her too.
So, you know, she just did a whole deal thing about her alopecia. Like, a whole, like, thing about it.
People shaving their head for her and everything.
So, people know that's kind of was trending a little bit. So, I feel like whoever wrote that joke for Chris knew about what she was going through. And I feel like Chris didn't know. I think if Chris knew that Jada was suffering from the alopecia, I personally don't think Chris would have made a joke. Even though a long time ago, when he was nobody, he made a joke about me at a comedy show.
I remember. Did he say you had hair under your arms or something?
I was heckling him.
He said you look like you got buckwheat in a headlock.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was there.
And he was like, shut up. I was like, you shut up. He was like, that's why you look like you got buckwheat in a headlock. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long.
And I thought that was, and then we saw him at the parking lot after we was trying to get our car.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically, it sucks to see two black men in a situation like this. Especially, we don't have a lot of black men that is representing us as a nationality, as a culture, well, in a good light.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have two of them, which is Chris Rock and Will Smith. And I look up to both. I like them both. I love Chris Rock. I think he's hilarious. Yeah. I don't like one more than the other. I mean,
He's legendary.
Yes, and I feel like he didn't deserve it. But I do feel like there comes a time.
You know what I don't like about that whole thing? What? I felt like people was making it like a black thing. Oh, y'all wouldn't understand it's a black thing. Like when Diddy was just like, oh, we're going to settle this afterwards, you know. Like making it like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's not a cultural thing. It's a mental health thing. It's definitely mental health. Like something's going on.
I don't understand why people aren't coming out speaking for him more. I don't understand why people aren't like, you know, like this is not like Will, something must be going on. The first thing I thought to myself is, oh, something's wrong. Because I've never seen this man, and I don't know him personally, but what I've seen of him, I mean, we've seen so much of Kanye, of 50 Cent, of all these other people, including like crazy white people. Look at Britney Spears with the bald head and the hitting the umbrella.
But she was going through that mental stuff.
She was going through mental stuff.
With her dad.
But we so quick to throw our own people away, like, fuck them. Yeah. I just feel like at the end of the day, who knows how personal that was to him. And then he said in an interview, he said, I saw an interview that he did a while ago saying that his wife has gotten him to a place of suicide. Like mentally, he was contemplating suicide at one point in his life. And he talked about how he watched his mother get abused by his father. Yeah. And that he wasn't going he felt like a punk for not standing up for her against his father. Yeah. So maybe he got stuff that he needs to settle, but I feel like we give him a pass. Now, let me say this. Every great movie, every great superstar movie, whoever it is that get a movie, they got to have that one fall from grace. Maybe this is his fall from grace. You know what I mean? Like they fall and then they pick them back up. Yeah, but this is big, but this is a big. I don't even think it was big. I think people made it big. Somebody got slapped.
He slapped the crap out of somebody at the Oscars.
Okay, and he didn't like rape nobody. He didn't like go up there and be like, suck my anything like that. I feel like he slapped somebody, but I feel like we're making it bigger than what it actually is. We don't even
know what he should have done? He should have just grabbed his face like, look, motherfucker, you keep my wife.
Yes.
Motherfucker. He should have did like that.
Or he should have did the old school when they go up to you and they just put their hand up on your
He
forehead.
should have sunned him.
He should have been like, yo, son, don't be talking about my mother. What? You gonna have problems. You know, something like that. He's from Philly.
Yeah,
We have to be. He shouldn't mean mug them. Up north dudes had that thing about them. They be like, yo, let's not talk about my wife like that.
Right.
We gonna have motherfucking problem. You know, with that voice.
That's a New York thing. When you get the sun, that's a New York thing.
But I can say in that moment, and this is ghetto of me, I did think it was sexy for a second.
Well, it was very
It was like, oh my God. My man. Because you don't see men really sticking up for their women like that. He walked up there like, yo. And then he turned around. If he had the lapel go, he'd have been like, let the wind hit. Honey, let me tell you something. If that was my man, that was definitely a coochie given night. Like, he deserved.
She definitely did not get from the coochie that night.
I don't know what's up with Jada. I feel like maybe she's not into, but you realize.
I feel like she's never been into Will. I feel like she's settled. I feel like that's not her type of dude. She like those bad boy type of guys.
And it's really hard. Let me tell you.
I don't think she's ever been
If you are into a bad boy.
I think Will was more in love with her than she was in love with him.
He was. 100%. I remember he had beef like with other people. And he said that he had to chase his wife. He said that he had to go after her like she was like dissing him.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like he probably has been doing that the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
eventually,
he don't deserve that.
Eventually, she fell in love with him. But that's not like her passion love.
Maybe not. Let me tell you something. When the JJ don't pick, it's not a pick.
Yeah.
Your heart can pick, your mind can pick. You can say he's a good guy, he's so perfect for me. But your JJ could be like, I don't like him.
Yeah.
And you can't convince her otherwise.
But
if she
stuck beside him.
Well, it was perfect for her. He had more money than her then.
Yeah, he was a superstar.
And he still does. But you remember they did that table talk thing, and they talked about how they wasn't happy with each other, but they decided to stay with each other till the wheels fall off, to death do they part. And they was like, for what they say, for worse and for worse, we're gonna be together. So it shows that they're not in a happy marriage.
That wasn't healthy for Will.
No,
Will's more like sensitive.
Yeah,
like
he needs some nurturing.
He need, you know.
Tina, let me tell you something. Will, you never talked about Will. Will was never on your list.
How do you know that?
Tina, you never talked about Will being on your list. I've been liking Will since I Am Legend.
So who's on my list then? Who's on my list?
Shamar Moore.
Yeah, Shamar Moore. Hey, Shamar.
This Tito Jackson looking ass.
Tito Jackson.
Oh God, I feel like he do the S curl or something on his forehead. Well, now he doesn't. But back then, he used to go to the malls trying to find him and shit. I did go to the mall and find him. Waiting in the mall and shit. Who else is on your list?
I like Maxwell.
You used to like Maxwell? Oh, Tina, this is shameful, but you used to like R. Kelly.
I never liked R. Kelly.
Tina, back in the day, you crazy when you lived in Irvington.
I used to like his songs. I never was like R. Kelly's hot. I would never date. Would I ever date an R. Kelly? He's not my type of guy.
Tina, you liked R. Kelly. Like that was your thing. When you lived in Irvington in that building at the top floor.
And my favorite song was I Don't See Nothing Wrong. The remix. I loved R. Kelly.
Okay, who is your next? Who else is on your list?
Back then, I don't have one right now, honestly.
I think for me it was always Will Smith for me. I Am Legend, when he was doing those pull-ups and singing, Bob Marley, I was like, I'm done. I think who else is on my list? Who else you think is on my list?
Who's on your list?
Yeah.
Flavor Flav? This
bitch. Hell no.
Who was on your list? I know the guy who did Friday. Ice Cube.
Ice Cube was on my list.
Ice Cube was on her list.
And I met Ice Cube.
She liked the Ice Cubes in the
And Ice Cube did try to holler at me. Okay, we did change numbers.
She got cotton blocked.
Oh, yeah, I did. But I think that for some reason, I don't know why I like 50 Cent a lot. I think he just got that thug in him. But, you know, not to marry. You know, he got married, wife, kill. I mean, he would be killed, but he'll still be on my list. Yeah. And I love, like, Brad Pitt and Matthew McConaughey. Like, I'm sorry, I have to go Matthew McConaughey and Brad Pitt. Like,
oh yeah, Brad Pitt's me too.
Oh God, Brad Pitt. When he was like the devil that came back to like take that old man when he liked peanut butter in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, we're off topic.
And the guy from The Notebook. I can't remember his name, but
that's
my favorite movie.
Well, that's it for the show. Leave us let us know what you think about this. I definitely feel like Will hasn't tripped out of these 30, 40 years he's been in front of us. He has walked as a man. He has put out self-help books and talked about overcoming problems and handling. He's been a great, motivational speaker to us. And I don't feel like we should throw him away because he made this one mistake. And I think he can fix it. I think if he went and talked to Chris Rock, they would actually shake hands.
And I don't think Will Smith can be canceled, period. He's non-cancelable, if that's even
Well, they're already trying to take his movies away and all of that. They stopped, what's the movie he did with
I heard
Martin Lawrence? They had another movie coming out about his life, another movie on. There's a lot of stuff getting canceled, and I just feel like we're overreacting.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Okay, at least he did it with his hands. They was like, men don't fight no more. Maybe, the way
well, Whoopi Goldberg said he's gonna be fine.
What about his brothers saying they're gonna come and like whoop his ass? Where the hell was his brothers when he was getting bullied as a kid? That's what I want to know. Tina, imagine us getting bullied when we still got all the cousins around.
When she was getting bullied, I was right there. I was like, what's up? What's up?
Let me tell you something. I was still getting bullied up to 3 years ago, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Honey, I'm just cute. I think I'm just perfect. I'm the perfect person to bully, they think. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, next, that's the end of this segment.